Matt,
Jimmy,
what do stormtroopers and motorcycles have in common?
they can't hit a tree.
Oh, I bet you could hit a tree, but you're going to have to watch the Rooster Endo segment to figure out what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what else we discussed because somehow this show is so magical. It's
It wiped our memories.
It puts you to sleep. Unless you're driving, but then just enjoy the ride. If you want to support Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, thank Yamaha, Moto, Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trail Tech, Fasst Company, and you can always shop through Amazon on our links on dirtbiketest.com. And don't forget the push-through button on Rocky Mountain MC, also on www.dirtbiketest.com. Now here's the show. Welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's 7 p.m. You're here live with us on both YouTube and Instagram. You got to zero out that counter there.
Oh, I just zeroed it out.
Mr. Technical Difficulties. And
Mr. Technically, yeah.
Sitting next to me, co-host, the technical difficulty producer. Mm-hmm. That means he produces the technical difficulties and tries to get them done.
I also produce solutions.
Matt Mattoon.
Well,
Matt,
yep.
how you doing?
Doing good. Doing pretty good. Really busy as of late.
I know. You're almost as busy as this guy over here waving his hand, which we're going to ignore for a few minutes. He's got to give us, unless there's something really bad going on. Oh, there's something really bad going on. Something that's going to ruin this show.
Matt,
more.
You need a counter.
No.
Yes.
The idea is to get rid of
the ums. So anyways,
just filler words in general, filler phrases.
If you really want to, get the most Tech Talk, you can go on to our Instagram channel. We start a couple minutes early, and that way you can slide your question right under the radar, and then we see it. A lot of other stuff going on. We have some questions. So you know how we do this show. We answer questions. Sometimes we give the right answer. Actually, I think we give the right answer most of the time.
Yeah, every person who's ever written back after asking us a question or has posted a question, they've gotten back and said, thank you so much. It worked just fine, or you were right, something along those lines.
Yeah, because that's the reason why we do the show.
Yeah.
No, we do this as a public service, and you're going to get way more than you paid for. And that's why the best thing about the internet is it's going to drive the price of everything down to zero. And that's also will be the value of the most of the information that you get on the internet.
But not Dirt Bike Test.
Not Dirt Bike Test.
And not Jimmy Lewis Off-Road.
Nope. This show would not be possible without our awesome sponsors. Yamaha, Moto, Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trail Tech. Trail Tech bringing you the Voyager Pro GPS. If you're lost, get a Voyager Pro. Fasst Company. We have a Fasst Company product for our product of the week that I'm going to talk about. It's this little foot peggy. Yeah, it's got a little damper in it, a little vibration isolating damper, elastomer, which is really one of the things that Fasst Company pioneers in the sport, and they're really good with it. Bulletproof Designs, who has tons of new stuff available for the 23 KTM gas, and those white ones. What do they call those? Husqvarnas. Yeah. So they're the white KTMs. Mm-hmm. So not lots of bulletproof design products ready to go. If you need some protection, radiator guards, chain guide, thingamajiggers, swing arm protector. That's chain guide swing arm protector. They even make a front disc rotor protector if you're that kind of rider.
Jimmy Lewis endorsed.
I am not endorsing that product at all. So thanks for joining in. Glad to see everybody. I have a question that came in on the Instagrams. Ben Bradfield asks, what's the best hop-ups for a DR650? And he said, yes, I know it's a DR650. What are you trying to hop it up for? I mean, you bought a DR650. It's a great bike. In fact, of all the 650 dual sport bikes, the kind of the, we'll call them the bigger, heavier, durable. It was my favorite. It always was. It was better than like the more competition, like back when KTM had the 640s, those vibrating horrible things. I like it better than a KLR 650, but the KLR is a better, quote, adventure bike. But if you're looking at a dual sport 650, I think the DR is great. And anything you do to modify it will probably make it worse by revealing other things about it that you don't want to know. Like you don't want to try to make it any faster. It's already faster than a KLR. Just be good with it. But the one thing that I think it could use is a larger gas tank. And I know a Chirby's makes an awesome larger gas tank for it. So that is the best hop up for a DR650, period. So Florian is getting back to us on the Instagrams. He had a question. He's running his batteries dead on a KTM 500 XCW by running dual Baja designed headlights. He didn't tell me what kind of lights they are, so I still don't know which ones they are. And he's using an anti-gravity battery. That's not the problem. And he says he has 4 hours on the bike. That's probably the problem. Mm-hmm. Look at Travis is falling over. He's like looks like he's asleep. It's bothering me. We have an awesome set here. It makes too much noise. Okay, so let's see if we got any other questions here on the thing. Not so many. The Instagram, they want instant. Ben, yeah, you're welcome. That's what we do on the show. Tell a friend. Tell a friend I can answer questions like that all night long. And no opinion is as opinionated as mine or probably as correct, I think. So, oh wait, is Florian up in, he's in the regular thing too. Okay, here we go.
2022 KTM XCFW 500. We are running the Baja Design Dual LED Race Light XL80. The stator is the stock 196 watt KTM unit. After 30 to 45 minutes of race time, the battery begins to drop off the voltage.
Of race time. So I'm expecting that race time doesn't mean idling, because the stators tend to at idle don't put out a lot, but also when they're spinning super fast, they don't perform at peak. It's somewhere in the middle. Man, 2 XL80s. I run a single XL80 on my KTM 350, and I've never had any issues. And I mean, I can let it run for like with the bike off for quite a long time, and the bike still starts up. I run Shoari batteries, so it's a lithium battery as well. So I don't think it's that much of a difference. But
could the stator just be getting hot?
It shouldn't. I mean, that bike is meant to, but they're not overbuilt, the stators. I mean, I imagine on the scale of things, they could have some stators that put out a little bit more and some that put out a little bit less, but maybe you just can't run two. I know Trevor on the Yamahas has to run a backup battery. So they run a dual setup like that. And, but that stator is not as strong as the KTM one from what I know. And they run a battery that runs one of the lights, and their other light runs off of the stator. So I don't, oh yeah, look at we're having a discussion about the tequila bottle. They saw it in the corner. So tonight's tequila, just for anybody who's crazy, because it is Tech Talk Tequila Tuesday. It is Cincuro. So, yes, Janie, my former bartender, now retired. I will having that later on the show out of my nice little blue-footed booby glass.
Yeah,
shot glass. So thanks for noticing. John Bailey says, "Tell me more about the KTM 690. Elaborate, please." Well, John, you should call me up at the Seat Concepts Hot Seat Hotline, and I'm going to give you the number right now. So write this down, John. It is 775-318-5515, and we can talk about it, because I elaborating, for me, we could take up this whole show, so I don't really want to do that. But if you have a specific question that you would like me to elaborate on, because I'm pretty sure I've now gone to the level of Baja Diaries Mark, and I think I've pissed on the KTM 690 crowd just enough to where they're going to come and get me.
Yeah.
Hey, I said good things about the Husky version.
Right.
That's the white one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I said really good things about it when they put that big giant gas tank on it, where all of a sudden the gas tank was more in the area it should have been. I was kind of surprised. Quinn Cody, long time ago, told me this. He said, you can't believe what this gas tank does. And the only reason we were even talking about it, because it was about 2 years before that gas tank came out, is they were testing it. Mm-hmm. And I saw the bike go down the road. I was coming back from Kauai and it went the other direction. And I know they run a lot of test bikes out there. And I'm like, what the heck was that? Because it just looked like these two big giant boobs coming down the boobs just hanging on, big, like not like big saggy boobs hanging off the bike, just going down the highway the other direction. I thought, man, that's kind of an interesting new bike they're testing. And the way it sounds, it when it went by, because I just kind of caught it. I was like, whoa, what's that? And then, and I'm like, didn't sound like a twin cylinder. And I knew that at the time they were working on some other stuff, but I didn't know it was just a gas tank. But Go ahead, John, give us a call. You never know. The first person that calls tonight might, the first person that gets through on the line might.
We have someone on the line.
Have someone you're gonna screen, or are we just gonna go for it?
Well, I can't screen it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you're not that capable.
Well, I mean, if you want to pay extra for the auto screener.
No, I want you to. No, hell no, pay extra. Why don't you bring him to the show?
Sweet. All right, caller, you are on the air. Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
Thank you. The KTM's 690.
Is this John?
Fine. This is Sean.
Sean.
Because if you're doing equal amounts of pavement to fire road or to track, it's just so comfortable on the highway. And it tracks well. Sometimes the extra 30 pounds or 50 pounds to the 500 just helps you not get blown around when you're on the pavement.
I totally agree with everything you just said. That's a great way to shut him up, isn't it? No, I'm just kidding. No, I totally agree with what you just said. But so my comeback is, well, why if you're going to do equal amounts pavement to dirt, why wouldn't you just get a twin cylinder adventure bike? Is my question.
Well, I have a R1200 TS, which is even better down the highway, but
right, and I'm not going to disagree with that either. So if we're comparing it for highway bikes, and 50% of your time is spent on road, I mean, so that means, yeah, the 50% of the time that you spend off road, you're going to really be fighting it. And I don't feel like I want to take a KTM 690 platform, that whatever color it is, onto any place where I wouldn't feel comfortable taking my Tenere 700, for instance, or we're taking the, my KTM 1090. In all honesty, I don't really, because once a bike that's that heavy, once you add that 50 pounds and it tips over and it kind of falls over, you're kind of in deep trouble. It's not, most of us don't just spring right back off and pick those things up, unless it's a BMW, because those don't fall over very far. They have a built-in accessory cylinder head stand. So anyways, does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And last week you were real clear on just when talking about helmets. You just said fit and weight.
Right.
Fit is number one. Weight is number two.
No.
I sent Matt 6 criteria for laying out a motorcycle, and if you could organize those from 1 to 6, that would be great.
You sent Matt 6 criteria for laying out a motorcycle. Did you get this, Matt?
For rating it.
I think I did. Yeah.
It was in his email.
Oh, okay, yeah, and okay, we got this awesome question, Matt, and you didn't print it out. It's not on the list.
I didn't print it out. There was a. I can print it out right now.
Okay, we need to do this. This is a good. This might be a whole show. I'm just glancing at it on the screen right now, Sean. This could be a whole show. Do we have our other? Does it seem like we got our other KTM 690 caller? And Sean, correct me if I'm wrong. You have a CR450 also, correct?
Right. I'm hoping it's on.
Right.
Bruce Torrendo today.
So you have too many bikes, so you shouldn't be picking on the people that only have one bike. Oh wait, you were defending them. My bad. So
my I don't have too many bikes. I have too small of a garage.
Too small of a garage. Understood. I have the same problem in certain aspects. So awesome. Well, hey, thanks for calling in, Sean. You know what?
Thank you.
You need to get what size T-shirt are you? Is he there? You hang up? No, he's still there.
You should still be there.
What size T-shirt are you?
Triple X.
Triple X. I might have something for you. Send an email to me or Matt, and we'll see if we can get you a T-shirt out. But thanks again for supporting the show and giving us a call, and for forcing me to agree with you. Okay, who's our next caller there?
All right, we'll bring him in. All right, caller, you are live on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
This Jimmy?
Yeah, this is Jimmy. Who's this?
This is John Bailey.
John. Okay. The next person that's going to convince me that you wanted to elaborate on the KTM 690.
So it's the first bigger bike I've ever bought. It was I mostly ride the 350s or 300s and 350s.
Okay.
So I stepped up, getting a little older, wanted to try the adventure bike market.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody teased me that it's the smallest adventure bike, but I wanted something I could feel comfortable taking off road. So I've done some pretty hard stuff on it, and it doesn't turn, it doesn't stop, but if you're in straight line, it feels great.
I'll agree. So do you have any experience on any other larger adventure bikes? Any twin cylinder ones? Anything bigger?
Nothing. No.
Okay. So this is where I have a lot of experience on a lot of those different bikes, and when that's why I always ask when people tell me, they say, "Oh, why the 690 is so great at both?" And you think about it, just say, okay, you have a 350, and would you want to do the stuff you do on your 350 on your 690?
Yeah, you get into trouble.
Right. And this is the same reason, like when, the trouble you get in the 690 is exactly the same trouble you get on any bike that all of a sudden starts hitting 400 pounds or south of that. It's just becomes a handful, and it doesn't matter whether it's a single cylinder or a twin cylinder. It all comes down to weight. How heavy is this? And I always stand by this. I'll pretty much take my 1090 any place that I would take a 690, and my 1090 does the stuff that I would really want to be doing on a 690 much better. Or, for instance, the same displacement, a 10RA 700, similar displacement, has an extra cylinder. I don't really think I would take the 690 any place that I wouldn't take the 10RA 700. So it's kind of a different kind of bike. Now we're getting some crackling there, Chief. We're trying to bump the phone volume up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
I can barely hear you.
Now I can hear him.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear him a little bit better. So that got boosted. You spin some knobs over there. I don't know if you know how to run that thing.
By the way, I've never called in live to any show ever.
This is the best show ever for calling in live because we're actually not that popular. Hardly any. There's not 45 people watching it. No, there's more. 56 right now, and then the thousands get that yellow plug. See that yellow plug that's dangling? That's causing a problem. Yeah, get that away from there. Don't let those wires cross.
Well,
as usual, I'm telling my tech producer how to tech the show.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah. He said, see, it got better. That's providing feedback. It's a bad feedback loop. You don't want to do that. It doesn't belong.
I'm still getting it though.
Oh, you're still getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad wires, too many phones, too many things going on. So anyhow, well, thanks. So I would say at some point or another, when you get a chance, like KTM has awesome demo rides that you can go on. A lot of the manufacturers at some of these things, if you have the chance to take a spin on a bigger bike, give that a shot and see if that kind of changes how you think. I mean, not to say that as far as a single cylinder bike, a highway road miles and stuff like that, the 690 kills it. That I've said it before. Individually, that bike has a lot of really good components and parts, but like as a package, it's trying to do too much. And I think there's just a perception of, hey, it's the 650 size and that's the do everything size. Well, not really anymore. Cause I would rather, because I'm coming from the dirt side, I would rather overload my 500 and suffer with it on the highway, knowing how much more capable it was doing the dirt side. Now, a street guy might come from a different direction because where they want to go in the dirt isn't nearly where I want to go in the dirt. And then you could maybe have that argument a little bit more, but they don't call us dirt bike tests for nothing.
Right.
So did I elaborate enough?
Looks like kind of a stick in the middle kind of fill in. Maybe that's why the guy I met down in Baja teased me about it. He's on a 990.
Okay. And the 990 is the same bike. Actually, I think suspension wise, I think your bike's better. I think your bike's a little bit better. Actually, your bike would go like on the really washboardy roads in Mexico, your bike would be better than a 990. So tell him that. Tell him I said so.
All right, I will.
Okay, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. I've been following you since your dirt bike days or dirt rider days.
Oh yeah, I'm still around. They can't get rid of me. I found out that all you have to do is have like a small cell phone, and you can literally do an entire podcast, right, Matt?
Yeah, if you know what you're doing.
We don't know what we're doing though. But anyways, hey, thanks for calling in, and we'll see you out in the trail.
Yeah. Thanks, Jimmy. Maybe I'll come down and see you someday in Pahrump.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. See ya. Okay. So, I know what we need to bring up. Why do I only hear half of this conversation? Can't hear the caller. Well, guess what? That's because you're on Instagrams and you're instantly getting screwed. Yeah. It's you're not wired into this whole thing. You're kind of like exterior. So SF Sofritas 28G. Yeah, sorry you only got half the conversation. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel, because on the YouTube, if you look over here, see all these wires and stuff? See that mess down there? Yeah, that mess down there is the mess that makes the sound come into the other show. So, but I can answer your questions instantly. And if you notice, Johnny Campbell came into this and he said, Jimmy is a certified legend. I was going to bring this up later, but since you brought it up, Johnny, hold on. Just hold your horses. He's correct. Let me
get it to you here.
I got certified as a legend. I'm going to put it up on this. It says right there, certified legend, and that's my name. So over this weekend, I got to go to the I'm going to try to aim it the right way so it's not jacked up with the lights. There we go. I went to the Handstands at 100 event. This is put on by Johnny Campbell and Scott Harden, and somehow they recognized me as a certified legend along with some other real true legends. Lori Conway, Chuck Miller, Dick Vick, and I'm so bad with names, and I was talking to Jack Johnson. So
there we go. I was
the kid in the group. They tried trying to attract the younger crowd, so they picked me. So I'm going to hang this up on the wall back here, so everybody knows, because I hate to have to explain this to people all the time.
Is it going to replace the ISDE medals?
No. No, but I think I got this award because I had ISDE medals or something.
Oh, there we go.
Actually, not really, because I'm going to try to get it balanced up there. Good enough.
Hey, perfect.
Okay, so I got it mostly because they recognize it's really about desert racing. It's a kind of a group that does desert racing and Baja and stuff like that. And luckily, they called up winners from all these different races. Like if you had a District 37 number 1 plate, and I don't have any real District 37 number 1 plates. You know, they're just like, because they're like C class and X class and overall enduro, and those don't really count. But I got a bunch of those. And then I got to stand up there because I won the Baja 1000 this one time because Johnny needed a partner. And then they called up like Vegas to Reno winners because they were trying to recognize some Nevada desert racing stuff. And I was standing next to Johnny, and I'm like, sorry, because we would have won if I hadn't crashed. So, yeah, I got an award for that. So thanks, Johnny, for doing that. Jimmy taught me how to be tough. Yeah, that's what Johnny says. Huh. It's just to put up with my crap all the time. That's why I have to be tough. I have another kid that's out here doing some rally training right now, and he says, yeah, people think you're kind of weird. So
are they entirely wrong?
No, it's different. Yeah. So,
you're pointing at me now.
Yeah, I'm just kind of showing what's going on in here.
People are here for you.
We're gonna get. I know we're gonna get.
You reminded me. I needed to add some ums here.
Some ums.
Yeah, there's a few there, but
Rusty Nail wants a replica of that for his garage. He wants the thing, and there's some questions that we got to.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't miss any. Okay, all right. So from Facebook user. Hey, y'all, did my first oil change as recommended at the 1 hour mark, but the recommended Moto Trex spelling, the Moto Trex oil, change filter and clean screen, watched a video from Slavens Racing, and he recommended putting in a break-in oil back in and change around again around 5 hour mark with recommended oil. What's y'all's thoughts on this?
Everybody gets, Facebook user, if that bike is your absolute princess and you want to treat it like just a princess, and like imagine how people treat their children, like the ones they like, I would do all that and maybe even more. But if you're just worried about having a good dirt bike that works, I would, now that you've changed the oil, sometimes bikes come with break-in oil in them and sometimes they don't, and you can do a lot of research. Chris Reel is probably out there. I saw Chris they should have made Chris a legend for like an industry status. Yeah. But Chris could probably pipe in on what like break-in oil is. It's just another oil. But now that you change it again, ride it 5-10 hours, whatever you feel comfortable with, change it again. Don't worry about all this other stuff. I've ridden so many brand new bikes, brand new to me or brand new from a manufacturer, provided a manufacturer. I've seen the way manufacturers break in the bikes that we're going to test. And it goes everything from they pull them out of the crate and they hand them to us to they tear them apart and check every part. And they run them on a dyno for a certain amount of time and they run them through heat cycles. And some of the best bikes, the longest lasting bikes I've ever ridden, were abused from the moment they were started the very first time. And just run hard and they were maintained properly, not excessively. Mm-hmm. And some of the worst running bikes, the ones that somebody took the most care to take apart and check every piece and part and do all that. So I think if you just do what's normal, do what the manual says, and you can't go wrong. And if you miss the manual a little bit, like overdo it just a little bit, like by overdo it, I don't mean like do what it says more, do less than you're supposed to, you're probably still going to be fine. So I didn't, my break-in thing is if I get a brand new bike, I'll heat cycle it a couple times just for the heck of it. I'll take it and ride it around, run it through the transmission, a few times, just make sure everything's good. Another heat cycle. Then I'll take it out and I'll go on a easy. Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm saying. Chris Reel, right there. Run in, heat cycles, and modest RPM are ideal. So I take it, ride it around, never really kind of stress it too much, just kind of take it easy. I usually go find a turn track or something that's like a turn track, and I just kind of try to flow through the turns without putting big stresses on the motor, big loads in the motor. Let it cool down, and then I ride the piss out of it. And maybe I'll change the oil after that one. Well, first time I change the oil, I inspect all the filters. Just make sure there's always stuff in it, but I make sure there's no bad stuff in it. By bad stuff, I mean like chunks of metal. And sometimes you get some small metal debris. There's usually a lot of aluminum debris in there. Sometimes there's gasket material. Sometimes there's silicone. There's a lot of stuff in there. Take it out, change it. Then maybe change the next one after a few hours or whatever. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Pull it out, look at the screen, and that one should be pretty darn clean. I mean, there'll be more aluminum and stuff in it than after your fifth oil change. But after your fifth oil change, you shouldn't see anything for a long time. And then you'll start seeing stuff from wear over longer periods of time. Just if you see brass, that's not good. You know, those kind of middle stuff. If there's stuff, if the magnet has chunks on it later in life, in the beginning, yeah, it's going to have some chunks on it. Magnet has chunks on it later in life. Something's coming apart. Check it. Those are my things. So
question from me, and I'll bring it back around. Have you watched the MXDN all the way through?
I think I'm halfway through the second moto.
Okay, then I'm not going to ask you the question I was going to ask you then.
Does it? It's a spoiler alert.
It's kind of a spoiler. Well, it's kind of a spoiler. Yeah.
No, you can ask me. I don't care because I know what happened.
Oh, okay. So, do you think Tomac was putting his bike through heat cycles in the pits after the race there? I don't know if you saw the videos afterwards.
No, I haven't seen anything. Like I said, I'm halfway through the second moto. I didn't really even read the press releases. So I mean, if they were revving things up and holding it on the rev limiter. By the way, I'm not a big fan on blowing bikes up and doing all that kind of stuff. But in all honesty, and the reason that they'll do that is that motor is going into a trash bin, essentially. A lot of those bikes, they're hand built out of parts. They can't be sold. The parts have a life cycle and a time cycle on it. And especially after a muddy race, which it looked like it was getting muddier. I don't know what the third moto looks like, but it looked like it was getting muddy. That engine is ruined. They can't. I mean, they might be able to take it out and use it in a practice bike or something, but these guys are so highly paid and are so valuable. They're not going to risk anything on these guys, even when. And so if they suspect that the bike got overly hot, the stuff that happens, like small amounts of warping and surfaces get, the imperfections of the surface, there's a lot of parts, like I said, that have time cycles on. They're not going to, it's going to get thrown away anyways. And if it's going to get rebuilt, they know what parts don't bend, warp, flex. They'll put those back, maybe the cases get used again. And so,
okay.
I mean, and just listen to the way like someone like Justin Barsha rides. Okay. All you hear is the rev limiter, and then you're worried about running your bike a little bit high in the RPMs. Not going to hurt it. These things, and those things have rev limiters that are way higher than your bike.
Right. Okay. So George said, explain
the heat cycle.
And actually, I think that'd be a good thing to explain.
It's simple. It's the motor's cold and it heats up and it warms up. And it comes to operating temperature, maybe above operating temperature in certain cases, and then it cools back down. That's a heat cycle. Like tires can go through heat cycles. It's a very big deal, like in Formula One, like the heat cycles of the tires, how what it does to the rubber, the way the rubber changes after it heats up, because it's not like rubber heats up and it loses some stuff. Like stuff goes, the bonds, the chemical bonds. And I'm not a chemist, nor do I even try to play one on this podcast, but so when it cools back down, it has less of something, or maybe something changes into something else, or on certain areas, like, things cook and they don't stick together better, or they get hard, or, stuff like that. Same thing can happen in your motor to a certain extent, but not that much. But with the heat cycle, if there's some imperfections, like in the cylinder or on the piston, and you run it in nice and slow, that thing can kind of wear down as opposed to, scar in.
Right.
Cam journals and things like that. Things where there's bearings that are pressed, they can loosen up just a little bit. Because you imagine it's not perfect. You put it together, it might be a couple little tight spots, and those tight spots can sort of get massaged away with the cushioning effect of the oil. Man, did I just make that sound kind of cool?
Very cool.
Yeah, that's good. A lot better than that front fender we talked about last week.
Oh boy, that led to some lengthy discussions.
Really? Where?
Oh, nowhere. I was just trying to make
with your mom.
Joke. No, I was trying to make a joke, but
yeah, okay.
Weren't girthy discussions.
Jokes on me. So, anyways, hey everybody on the I'm scrolling down to see if we have any comments on the Instagrams, which we don't. So I'm going to send you guys down the road. Thanks for joining in. If you want to I had to start the show earlier and do something stupid, more stupid.
You should start it like in your pool or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be soon because it's getting cold out here.
Okay.
I mean, it was only like 90 degrees today or something. So that pool, it's not 88 anymore. It's like down in the 70s. So anyways, everybody, we'll see you guys out on the trail, and tell a friend, by the way.
And check us out on YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah, YouTube. And if you want to follow along, go over to Dirt Bike Test YouTube channel, Dirt Bike Test Facebook channel, or you can find this on all your podcasting platforms, because why would you want to listen to this right now? You can listen to it while you're doing something more constructive, like taking a dump. Okay, with that, we're going to see you a little bit later on that channel. Okay, and now I'd like to end my live video.
Sweet.
Now.
All right, so I'm going to bring up a question or a thing from George Justice while you're doing that. Old guy a long time ago told me to break in a new engine. Don't over rev, lug, or run at constant load / RPM for a long time. Also, periodically chop the throttle for a bit to create a vacuum to suck some oil up to the rings. And Chris Riel seemed to add to that point, run at modest speeds, then slower speeds, let it cool occasionally. If you are running a new bike hard enough to make the fan come on, then it's too hot for a fresh bike. Fresh is under an hour of riding. That's all excellent advice. Kind of what I was alluding to. Mm-hmm. And I don't think, with all the different oils and stuff like that, I think you can go to the wrong side. You can put too slippery of an oil in too early. Mm-hmm. I just run normal stuff. If the manufacturer recommends it, you're going to be safe. Mm-hmm. Just don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything crazy at the beginning. What show is this? Tech Talk Taco Tuesday number 158. 158. Hey, something else you people out there should be very aware of is the Ohawi Motorcycle Club in Boise, Idaho, are fighting a battle to keep their track open. Their track is just outside downtown Boise. They've been there for a long time. Go to their website and you can search it. But we have a link to their raffle. They're raffling off a Husky 501 and some other cool stuff, including a Jimmy Lewis off-road training class, a $900 value at that. So go there, help them. They're trying to, what they have to do is they're in a legal battle, and they've had a settlement where they have to provide some drainage, because it's like anything. The rich people around that moved in and said, oh my God, there's a motorcycle track next to the property I bought. They can't get rid of it because it's sort of grandfathered in, but they can say, hey, you're contaminating the water. And so now they have to do something to, have mitigation measures for the water. So let's help those guys out. I've ridden there before a long time ago. It's an awesome thing. These are the kind of things that we need to stand up and fight against, because we can't just have dumb rich people moving in and saying, you know what, I don't like what you do, so I'm going to make you stop because I've got lawyers. Let's just stop it right there. And I don't care whether it's a motorcycle track or dumb rich people with a lot of money doing other stupid things because they don't like what us poor people are doing. Motorcycles kept me out of trouble. And if I didn't have dirt bikes, I'd probably be a totally different person and not very happy. So let's keep the kids happy. Let's keep this track open. We put the link up in to our current stream. And just like last week, I'll put it in the description of the podcast. Description of the podcast. Let's help them raise the money to get that drainage. Big shout out to Sean Elliott, who called in earlier, and he bought 65 tickets for $100 for those guys. I hope he wins that Husky 501, and then he'll ride it and he'll go, man, I was so wrong about that KTM 690. So anyways, okay. We have any other questions there? Questions? From the chat right now? Yep. None from the chat that I see. Making sure I didn't miss any. Hey, do you know that the flex handlebars are the best modification you can do for your bike if your forks suck? So instead of going to a suspension tuner, and everybody's like, "What? Flex handlebars make my forks better?" Yeah, if you have harsh forks, believe it or not, that's how good those bars are. Is they actually make good forks bad. Plus, they take the impacts out of your wrists. I've been running it forever. It's the only reason I can ride 2 days in a row anymore, because if I ride like a motocross bike that doesn't have those bars, my wrists all swell up and they're all sore. Mm-hmm. I love them when I'm doing long distance riding. I have them on all my adventure bikes. If you're curious about flex handlebars, go to fastcompany.com. That's FASST.
for the flex handlebars. So just thought you need to know that. You have anything else?
So we have a question from Western Rogers just now. It's a Husky Recluse question.
Mm-hmm.
I have the EXP auto clutch, worked great out of the box, adjusted free play gain. Free play gain. Yeah, as described. 1 year later, I feel it dragging at stoplights. I can't figure out if it's a broken clutch switch, not dropping RPMs, or the plates are warped.
Could be any of those things. So if you installed it and you were happy with the way it was working, and now it's doing something funny, did you readjust the free play gain? Because that needs to be adjusted, because as it wears, if you understand what the free play gain does, what it's doing is it's holding the clutch sort of open. So imagine pulling your clutch in just past the friction zone so it doesn't drag. Mm-hmm. That's what free play gain is. It's holding the clutch pack just barely open. But then when you accelerate a little bit, what the Recluse disc does, the EXP disc, is it has some springs and wedges, and the springs squeeze the plates together that keep it closed, and the wedges are in there, and as it spins faster, the wedges try to go out, and they expand the clutch. So it's like you're releasing your clutch. That's how it works. So free play gain, when adjusted properly, holds it open just enough so that when you accelerate just a little bit, those wedges come out and your clutch starts to engage. Mm-hmm. And it's all this magical engineering, crazy science. Except it's probably just really simple numbers and a formula that they have. But so that needs to be adjusted every so often. The Recluse manual is very good at explaining how to do it. They give you a rubber band and all these things. I simply make sure my bike's in neutral, put lever pressure on the lever, and I rev the bike up. Vroom, just vroom, like that. And you put lever pressure on, and you'll feel the clutch lever come in a little bit. And the reason for this is because as that thing expands, it's actually pushing. If you put pressure on it, you're compensating for the spring pressure, and you feel it open. And that movement indicates that there's, quote, free play gain. So you pull, like I said, you're pulling the clutch, and you feel it go away. Because
I felt this on your bikes.
Yeah. So it's explained. I don't know if I explained it the best right there, but it's explained very clearly in the manual. I do it almost every time I ride one of my Recluse bikes just to check it, to make sure I have it. Because if you don't have it, your clutch it's open too much, and your clutch will essentially fry itself. Mm-hmm. And before it totally fries itself, it usually gets itself really hot. That can cause plates to warp. That can cause premature wear and lots of other stuff. So it might need lots of different things at this point. A year without any adjustment is a long time, and it didn't sound like. Did he say he was adjusting it regular? Or he was just, or regular? Just
no, but I think he's still in the chat because he said I made sure it's good. Seemed to be adjusted good.
And what was his other thing? That he down a little bit.
Husky 701.
Oh, it's on a 701.
Yeah.
Well, that's half the problem right there. That's the bike. No, just kidding. So hopefully that works.
Yeah. Western, yeah. Feel free to.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of what else could. So what was it? So what was it doing? It wasn't working as good. That's why I was trying to see the bottom part of the question. Like it's dragging at stoplights. So let me just think about this. If a lot of times, yeah, it could be warp plates. A lot of times that could just be a little bit of free play gain adjustment. You can kind of tune that in or out. I've never really seen the small springs go bad. And the only other thing I could think that it could cause it from dragging, it really depends on how much you're using it, is I've seen the aluminum, I've seen the Teflon pads, but it took about 500 hours for the Teflon pads to wear down a bit and the aluminum plates to wear down a little bit. So the EXP disc, it wasn't sliding as well. And so it would actually kind of stay a little bit expanded. It wouldn't collapse all the way back down. Mm-hmm. But since I like mine to drag a little bit all the time, that's what mine are always doing. Yeah. So it's normal for me. So I've never gone from not dragging at all to dragging. Mine always drag just a little bit. So on my personal bikes. So I think the clutch sensor is broken. Pressing on the clutch lowers the RPMs. Doesn't seem to be doing that anymore. Clutch sensor.
Let's see. Mentioned idle sensor up here, and then
idle sensor. Huh? That's not making any sense to me. Pressing the clutch lowers the RPM. So he means pulling the clutch in, the RPM's lower. Because I don't think there's not any kind of a stepper motor inside of that knows that it's not like a. Yeah, now I'm confused even more, Weston. So hopefully we can help you out. What is George?
George, I challenge listeners to donate and post tonight. 150 tickets total, $200 best of
thanks, George.
Sweepstakes. And thank you again for supporting the Oahe Motorcycle Club.
I hope, George, you win a gift certificate for the Jimmy Lewis off-road training for that particular thing. Because you can use it.
So Western is saying there's a sensor on the clutch lever on the Husky 701.
Okay, so what that does is it allows you to start the motorcycle. So when it makes sure that you have the clutch pulled in if you're in gear so that it starts the motorcycle. It really doesn't do anything else that I know of. So it would just not allow you to start the bike with the clutch disengaged and the bike in gear. What is the Husky FE350 question?
So this is from Matthew Lynn. 22 Husky Husky FE350S deleted the stock LH light switch, replaced with XC headlight switch on the replaces the turn signal indicator light. The light works, brake light works, but no running light right now. Running light right now. Is there a secondary ground for running light on the rear?
Do I look like an electrician? Like at all?
I've seen you do some good electrical work.
Really? What, get electrocuted myself?
Yeah, I did see you do that too.
So my thought to you is, what was the last thing you touched in that whole thing? Go back and undo that, and then it'll work again.
Also, isn't there wiring diagrams in the owner manual that can...
Have you ever looked at those?
They're definitely not.
Yeah, wiring schematics. Yeah, it's you can figure. But now he's taken off I bet you it worked perfect when it was stock, right, Matthew? So you took a good working thing and threw it in the trash, and you put this modification on. This is why I like modifying stuff all the time. So you put this modified thing on. Now the bike doesn't work. So is there a secondary ground for running the light on the rear? KTM uses the frame as a ground, and to go out back there, they have to have a ground as well, and they have ground wires running all over that thing. So it's dedicated, but would it be all the ground should be connected to each other. They should at some point that should all be connected to each other. So I don't know if that switch has that eliminates that. If it's something that was Takamoto's working on?
No, what are they working on?
They're working on these different wiring harnesses, and they're literally going to be plug and play so that this stuff doesn't happen.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and it's a much needed thing, but I think it's going to be he'd better have a couple of very attention to detail oriented employees that can hyper focus on things like wiring. So I suggest. Oh boy, I'll get in trouble if I say what I'm thinking. You should get really autistic people that are into, or tweakers that are really into wiring. And I don't care which. I mean, I don't want to discriminate, but usually get somebody that's super focused that can pick up the order, and it's like, hey, I want to wire my rear taillight into my handlebar thumb switch, and and then they can do this. So
only focus for a few
thanks for trying. I guess I'll break out the voltmeter. You mean you didn't have how do we know anything about grounds and without the voltmeter? I have one that spins. It has a knob and it spins all the way around, and it goes on all these little funny symbols that I don't know what they mean and everything. And so I like licking the battery, if you know what I mean. Start with 9 volts. It's good place to start. Okay, time for some tequila. Matt, what's the next question?
All right, so while you're doing that, we'll move into questions that were submitted.
Oh, did I steal them?
You did steal them. I've been printing 2 copies, so this one happened. I guess today I just wanted to save a fraction of a tree. Okay, so this was actually posted. This was commented on our post to the FE EXE tech group. So this is from Lucas Stanois. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Oh, that camera got knocked. Looking for recommendations on setup for a Husaberg 570 for a 10-day Baja trip. Any intel on bike setup would be appreciated.
A Husaberg 570 going to Baja.
For 10 days.
Well, hopefully you don't have to work on it.
Somehow I kind of had a feeling that was going to be part of your answer.
So make sure you do all your work in your garage at home when you have a lot of time to be very, very careful with the wire routing that goes down along the side of the shock shaft. There's a big giant clump of wires and it makes it difficult to remove the subframe, and that's the fault center for that motorcycle. I don't know what you're doing for gas tanks. Okay, we got to talk about the tequila. So, no, Victor, no, Sincuro. You know, I'm going to all the, actually, I think I need to beg for some sort of a alcohol sponsor, because it just just mentioning it lightly doesn't matter. So should I just get on my knees and beg? Is that how you do it on the digital world these days? I'm asking.
Yeah. No, I think it's.
I can offer this company some advice. I haven't even drinking it yet. It's a design flaw in this bottle. I just revealed. So
the design flaw that
if Sincuro would like to sponsor this podcast, or any other tequila company for that matter, I will say nothing but nice things about your stuff, and I can offer you product improvement suggestions after consuming enough to be an expert. Okay, back to the question on the Husaberg. Is that clump of wires? You want to make sure that the chain isn't getting up close to it, that it's not rubbing too much. I mean, it's going to get pinched in there. So I used to wrap it with what's that kind of tape that sticks to itself, like it's a radiator repair tape. I used to wrap my wiring harness in there after I knew it was all Sano, because I just didn't want to get it blasted. I don't know what he's doing for a gas tank, but if you're running like a rear auxiliary tank, make sure that the connection between those tanks, make sure that line is fresh, because long time on the bike tends to fatigue right there. And then you lose not only do you lose all the gas in your rear tank, you lose all your gas in your front tank. And then you got to take those things apart, and you have to play with that aforementioned wiring cluster, along with juggling the subframe-ish tank and the muffler and the shock and air. The whole bike literally wants to fall apart. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those cakes that it looks really nice, and it's like all these layers and stuff, and you go to touch it and it just collapses. This is what a Husaberg does when you start working on it, and that's only the back half. So he should hire a chase truck for the Baja on the 570, says TW Hicks. No, just make sure it's ready to go.
Lucas is actually in the chat, and he's planning on running a stock tank and carrying an extra 2 gallons.
Where are you going to carry 2 gallons? 1 gallon is bad enough. That's 12. You ever put 12 pounds on your back? Or that's, yeah. 1 gallon's enough.
I'm pretty sure a gallon snapped a subframe on my mom's bike 10, 11 years ago.
What bike was that?
CRF 250L. There's a gallon of gas on the back. And the trail was not even going all that fast, but the trail was, and
Poopy.
we also, yeah, it was like a whooped out trail. And clearly there had to be something wrong with the subframe. I mean,
I'll bet you it was stronger than a Husaberg subframe. Yeah. Actually, the stock plastic ones are actually pretty strong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the ones that have the gas tanks in it are, they're just it's like, I don't care what bike. It doesn't matter whether it's Husaberg. If you're going to take your bike someplace and go on a long ride, ask yourself, have you done so you're going to do 10 days. Have you done 2 or 3 days? And then what do you do after 2 or 3 days? And then, or have you just taken it and ridden for maybe 5 days without doing any work on your bike, just to see what 1 gallon on my bike and another on a poor friend's bike? Okay. I don't know where you're going to put a gallon, but on the bike, maybe in the side. I've never hung, when we carry the gas bag, it's always on my back.
Yeah, it's always on the back.
It's always on the back. We don't really ever strap that thing on anything, because they flop around And I've never tried to. When I get done with it, I roll it up and stuff it in my little side pannier thingy, my little tool bag thing. But it doesn't matter what, have you gone through this ritual of riding your bike, and then like how often are you going to see a chase truck, and how often are you going to have access to parts? What parts are you going to take? Because I bet you 75% of the bikes that I own, I could take out right now and I could go ride them for 10 days. No problem. And I wouldn't probably need anything but gas, and at some point probably tire. Depends how you're riding. Tires, most of them are kind of ready in a point where it's not going to hurt them if they went 10 days on oil. It's probably nice to be having an oil change, but it's not like something is going to wear out in that time frame. And I'll tell you that my school Husaberg 570 has, I'll do probably I change the oil in at least once a year. So it does 12, 14 classes. No, I change it once or twice in there. I change it when I can start feeling the shifting getting funny or the clutch acting funny. But might be good to, do stuff like change your brake fluid, flush the brake fluid out or just bleed it out. It's real easy to do. I did my KTM 1090. I talked about it last week. What else would I do? Same thing. Make sure your, hydraulic clutch fluid, pump that. So do I prefer the dark tequila or light? Light color is a younger tequila. Utah Desert Racer asks. I used to like, basically Blancos, the white tequilas, the clear ones. I used to like those. And then I started liking some aged tequila. So now we're talking about tequila. It's Reposado and Añejo.
It's in the show now.
So Reposado is aged just a few years, and Añejo is aged longer. I think there's I don't know the exact terms, but I don't have a particular. It's just it's brand more than anything else. Brand and consistency are the things I like in tequila. This is actually really good, by the way. This is really, yeah. It's a nice.
How much is it?
Smooth. I don't know. A lot.
Ballpark rate? Oh, it's a lot. Okay.
It's more than I would ever pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah, someone gave that to me.
Because I need to start shopping for tequila for a gift.
Oh, just find a good cheap one that's in an okay, not a great looking. Find the cheap one in a medium level bottle.
Got it.
Something that, and make sure that none of this foo stuff. Make sure they have an Añejo, Reposado, and a Blanco. And then usually there's $2 to $4 between the difference in the bottles on the lower mid-range stuff. Try to stay away from plastic bottles in the tequila world.
But it works so well with Kessler.
Whiskey, yeah. There's lots of stuff. Matthew needs to find a fidget spinner. That pen is going to catch on fire. Wow, it's good. Thanks, Victor. We'll put that in his improvement record. I've got to fill out his employee report this week.
Oh,
yeah.
Do we actually have that?
Oh yeah. And did you get your sexual harassment training done?
Yes.
Good. Then then you should probably have me fired. So,
Let's see.
That's so. Yeah. Were we talking about tequila or motorcycles tonight?
Well, we were talking about both, but here. So Dennis Waldorf makes a point regarding the 690 talk. Never in my 2,600 kilometers riding a 690/701 bike in Iceland did I wish I was on my 450 or 990. Not once.
So they took you on perfect trails for that vehicle. Mm-hmm. That's what he just said.
There we go.
It's not the bike, it's the trails. So I just disqualified your buddy's opinion.
He's actually going to try and be down. He's going to be down here soon. So George Justice, I declare shenanigans on the words electrical Sano coming across Jimmy Lewis's lips. I've seen some of his work.
I never did I ever claim electrical Sano on anything?
You did say you did.
I mentioned those words in a sentence, but I didn't say I did it.
Oh, I guess you kind of implied that's when you're checking something over. Yeah, you said when you've insured everything is electrical Sano. That's when you.
Oh, on my Husaberg.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what I know what race prep is. I have a really good track record with this stuff.
Right. Okay, so
but we could get Kendall in here and we could probably talk for about an hour about how we stripped an entire Husaberg wiring harness during a ride, trying to find out why it would just intermittently shut off. And then we found out it was the pulse sensor on the ignition. Not my fault, but we checked everything.
yeah.
That's why I say don't ever do it.
All right, so last question before we move into our commercial break. From Western Rogers, 06 CRF 450X, bike bogs on quick throttle snaps. I've jetted it with JD jetting specs and accelerator pump timed perfect. Would you suggest the boys in QS3 or experiment with leak jacks, or am I way off?
Are you retired and do you have centuries of time to waste? That's the question I have back. No. So the boys in quick shot with the adjustable leak jet is the way to go with that. And I know this bike because I had a couple of them, which I sold because I didn't want to do what you're talking about doing. I had to change the jetting on those things between here for sure, summer and winter. It was a pilot jet, a needle, and adjustment of the accelerator pump leak every time, and it was a pain in the ass. And then basically the pilot jet's plugged up so quick. So I made those bikes go away. I like fuel injection. Mm-hmm. So no, you're right, but it seems like they're really picky for needles, pilot jets, because the needle and the pilot jet always seem to go together. And it was never I could just change the needle, which would have been just miraculous because I could get the needle out without having to take the carburetor off the frame, which requires removing the subframe and sometimes even the shock. Good God. And once you do that, you don't ever want to have to take it so you can get he likes old crap. There's settings for all this stuff. It's just a matter of how hard do you want to work at it. If you lived in a place where the temperature is the same and you're riding at the same altitude all the time, you can probably get it right. But that didn't work out here. They were rental bikes, and even though they mostly only ran during the cooler months of the year, if they sat in the summer, I'd still have to pull the damn pilot jet out to clean it out, and it was not more work than I thought it was worth. Hey, we told you about did we get the new Yamaha reeds?
I haven't got those yet.
Good. Then as a complete, since we don't have those, we're not going to do them.
Okay, then.
Yeah, we need to get those.
We can just show the people the Yamaha.
I like the YZ125. There's a commercial for the YZs.
Yeah.
Coming soon. Hey, one other thing. Let's answer these questions before we go away.
Okay. I was going to come back with these after Rooster Endo.
Come back after break? After Rooster Endo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was thinking commercial break, Rooster Endo.
And these are YouTube comments.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
and then we also have Sean's thing as well.
I might be for the whole next show.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
All right. We'll see you guys in a bit.
If you've ever seen any one of my bikes, they all have flex handlebars on them. What are those, Jimmy? Well, Fasst Company, that's www.fastco.com, makes the flex handlebar, and it's essentially suspension built into your handlebars. They make bad forks good. They absorb impacts like you wouldn't believe, and they're really tough. And I've been running them for over 20 years, and I don't think I've ever bent a set. And if I have, I forgot about it. It was a long time ago. So these are American-made products, and until you run them, you won't realize how good they are. The reason this works is the flex handlebar is stiff laterally through the steering path, but allows it to be forgiving from the load path without sacrificing control or input. This means it basically dampens the forces that you don't want, and it doesn't affect the forces you do want. So it steers properly and takes the pain out of your wrists. So if you're looking for good feel in your handlebars without suffering from catastrophic impacts or complaining that your forks are too harsh, the flex handlebar is the solution. They make other products like the spoke torque wrench, impact pegs, really trick brake clevis and brake spring kits, and clicker adjusters. So if you're looking to get some of this stuff, check out www.fastco.com. That's spelled FASSTCO.com. Remember, 2 S's in Fasst.
What's up, Moto Buddies? Mike here from Taco Moto Co. What is the Taco Touch? It's the best service in the industry. Virtually 24/7 tech support via email or text, and it's like having a dirt bike doctor on call every day of the year, helping you fix your bike or recommend parts or setups for you. If you've ever received an order from us, you know that the Taco Touch extends to our fulfillment, and our orders come with the coolest stickers that you've ever had, buying parts from anybody before, and a handful of root beer barrel candies. All of our Taco Moto Co. branded components come with a no questions asked lifetime warranty, and we'll even extend out the warranty of other manufacturers, OEM, and aftermarket parts where we can, sometimes for life. We test and tune endlessly and exhaustively and obsessively. We're trying to destroy everything that we can before you get your hands on it, to look for weaknesses and to improve it, or to make recommendations to the manufacturer. And if it's something that doesn't meet grade, then we don't offer it on the store. Everything that we carry is something that we have personally used, tested, and ridden and raced, and knows meets the high Taco Touch demanding standard. Go out and get some adventure.
Since 2009, Seat Concepts has been dedicated to making the best aftermarket seats. More comfort, more grip, more riding. For 10 years, we've continued to raise the bar. Innovation and American craftsmanship make Seat Concepts the world-leading manufacturer of power sports seats.
And we're back.
Thank you if you support our sponsors, we appreciate that. We have lots of sponsors of the show. We actually have people that want to be sponsored. They want me to say something. Mm-hmm. And I say, well, I can say that, but it's going to cost you a lot more than what you're willing to pay, because then I have to sell out, and I'm not really there yet. I'm close.
You're close.
Not there. Yeah.
Got it.
Actually, the good thing about our sponsors, I can say really good things about all of our sponsors. I use a lot of their stuff. Some companies, I don't use some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's just not for me. But it doesn't mean that you, Matt Mattoon, might
a different consumer
need a front disc card from Bulletproof Designs.
Right. Well, I hope we can get a new wheel for that YZ250FX.
Is it bouncing on you?
No.
Somebody said you posted a picture of crashing.
Posted a click. It was more of a meme of me crashing.
Of you crashing.
Yeah, I did a little edit.
Well, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I have a
crashing policy.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing something stupid and you deserved it, then I guess you can post it if that's what you want to advertise. But I don't like crashing. I don't like to see other people crash. I just don't like it. And not that sometimes it's like, okay, it's a little bit funny, but especially it's funny if somebody does crash and they get up and nothing bad happened. That's okay.
Yeah.
But when people crash and get hurt, I'm not the one. I guess I'm different, that I don't want to watch, faces of death.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I will tell you, it was a pretty harmless crash.
Harmless crash.
And I was rolling out of it. And when I roll, I'm like, my legs are in the air pretty much, and I'm pretty much I'm trying to continue the roll,
right?
Essentially, and so I just made an edit of me rolling back and forth, and
like a turtle. The turtle ended up on his back.
Yeah, and I put it to a song.
Okay, so it's just more fun.
Yeah,
It's a fun.
It's not
crash.
a haha, look at me crash. No,
okay.
It was. Yeah,
look at me roll around on the ground.
Yeah, it was just a small jump that I got sketched out on, and I got on the brakes. But when I got on the brakes, I didn't pull in the front. I didn't pull in the clutch enough. Bike stalled on the lip, so I just kind of.
So you slowed down a lot before you crashed. I'm thinking you're going up to a jump.
Yeah, and I checked up, so I wasn't gonna get bucked off the bike. I didn't want to be Chad Reed in Millville.
Oh, you didn't want to do a Matapult?
Yeah, I didn't want to do a Matapult. I have Matapulted on this jump before. That's why as soon as I got head shakes going into this rut, I said no.
Head shake.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a complete loss. Somebody is going to have to show me this.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a pretty harmless jump. Like I wasn't going fast, and yeah.
You're supposed to be a riding coach.
I'm a riding coach.
And I would think like, so somebody's there trying to decide between two riding coaches, and they're going to decide between the one that crashes and the one that stands up and goes, look at me, I'm the best beginner riding coach. I have a GS and I do techniques. I can teach you adventure bike riding techniques. And they're probably going to go with that guy because you crashed.
Well,
sorry.
I'm trying to get more eyeballs here.
Attracting the crash friendly crowd.
I'm just trying to make people laugh.
We need to record some Better Rider podcasts.
We do need to. I agree with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you schedule it?
Okay.
I'm here all week.
Okay. I'm planning to be out here Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Maybe even Sunday.
Let's see if we can you got Logan coming out? Maybe get Jimmy out. We need to get Jimmy. Jimmy, who else needs to come in? Paul Neff? No, we did Paul already.
John,
we need Big John.
We need Cooper.
Cooper, right? Yeah, Cooper's supposed to be back out here. He wants me to rebuild his bike, but all he knows how to do is text, and I'm not very good at texting. So a call would be appreciated. We could discuss it.
Yeah.
Not sure what the problem is, but
I thought you did rebuild his bike.
There's parts all over the place. We're waiting for a cylinder. I could do everything but the top end right now. And then he said something about he wanted to buy a new top end, and could I have it ready this weekend, or I don't know
I saw he was racing last weekend, I think.
What did he race? Borrowed a bike?
I think he borrowed a bike from someone else.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he said he didn't like
Best
the bike.
Best bike is a borrowed bike.
Yeah.
Okay, Weston Rogers says, I use the Rocky Mountain link on the Dirt Bike Test website. How do I know you're getting the credit? I don't see anything on their website. Well, if you click through in that link, we'll get it. They have a really good, their website, frankly, is one of the best.
Yeah.
They've done, whoever set that up and the way they set it up and the way they designed it did a really good job. So if you want to check, just go back through Dirt Bike Test and click on it, and it'll do a couple things when it goes in. I think when it very first goes in, it kind of goes to a page that says support Dirt Bike Test, and then the cookie is good for X amount of days. But I really appreciate that, Weston, by the way. That's what makes it so that I can have these nice plastic cups that go like this. They don't break.
Okay. Time for Rooster Endo.
Rooster Endo.
Everyone's
Who's up
favorite
first?
segment. So up first is Sean Elliott.
This is the Sean Elliott show, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Sean Elliott called in, and now he sent. Not only has he sent Matt life advice, he sent us a script for the next show.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's getting his
show's ideas.
He's probably next thing you know, we'll probably get sued for copyright.
Yeah.
So let's go.
All right. So this is. Oh, he sent me the thing, but it didn't print out.
It didn't print out.
There we go. This is a 2017 CRF 450X. And this comes with the Tusk Street Legal kit and a Washington plate, stock airbox, engine and pipe. The carb is rejetted. Wait, 2017 and it's carb. Anyway.
Were they still 20? Yeah, I guess that about 2018 is when they went to the new bike. So that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
The other guy, Sean, and the other guy should hook up in the chat room right now and discuss jetting.
Yeah, compare notes.
But
a mid-range knock remains with the jetting.
Okay, you guys don't share any advice. Yeah.
Okay. Kenda Parker DT tires installed in a hard direction. Picture taken with tire logo at top of the tire. Okay. Seat concept, tall seat, Trail Tech Voyager Pro, Recluse Radius CX clutch installed via cable adjustment method. It comes with handguards, 3M helicopter tape placed on high wear locations to take the first damage, 1348 sprockets, a skid plate that magnifies engine noise, giant loop Mojave bags with giant loop tool pouch, front fender bag with the tire repair 21-inch tube, Adventure Ram mount mirror left side, a Cherubies mirror right side set to see when standing, front tugger strap, Ram phone holder that gets in my way of leaning forward, anti-gravity lithium-ion battery, kickstart due to 2017 starts first kick, handlebar bag for earplugs, suspension screwdriver, battery pack, and chapstick, 5-speed transmission to prevent me from going too fast on the pavement, Warp 9 Supermoto wheels, not used yet, but will try at Tri-City Kart Track, Stock plastic front disc guard, very light, and Honda put it on. America Rally original T-shirt signed by Paul Neff. Paul Neff Dakar 2023 T-shirt signed by Paul Neff. Placeholder for signed 2023 Dakar jersey signed by Paul Neff.
There's already enough Paul Neff in there, and you know the funny thing is already in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
George Justice is jealous. You should just call him George Jealous, and he's like pointing out that this dude is stalking Paul Neff. Well, better Paul Neff than me or Matt is what we always say.
So.
And here's a funny thing is George hasn't even noticed that his sticker is on the side of this guy's bike, and he hasn't lit us up going, look, the guy's got my sticker. He's the best. This bike should win the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm. And those stickers don't go to just anyone.
No, but Matt, there's something you can learn from everything every day. There's always, you got to learn a lesson.
Right.
And when I watched your KTM Freeride electric bike Freeride E electric bike video, by the way.
There's a lot I can learn from. Okay,
so the one thing that pisses me off a little bit, and I've probably done it, but I'm going to say it anyways because Sean did this. See how the bike is turned, the front it is turned away from you. Mm-hmm. See how the fork is turned away from you. You guys did this on the Freeride video, and not only did it like. It looked a lot like my Grinder fans were pretty stoked because they pointed out they liked how close that you and who are you standing next to? Was that Logan? You and Logan? They liked how close together you guys were standing. Mm-hmm. And it was almost like that handlebar because it was turned inwards, kind of squeezed out the room that you guys had, and you guys were like little close. Mm. But to me, because it's a video about the bike, and it's not about you or Logan and what you guys do. Mm. It's about the bike. And the bike, by turning its head, kind of like I do when I talk to people like out in the real world, like I can't look them in the eye, it's disrespectful. Mm. So that's a disrespectful stance to the motorcycle. And Sean's bike is in this photo. I hate to say it, but Sean's bike is disrespecting me.
Oh, it's not looking you in the eye.
No, but George's sticker is, and that's also hard for me to swallow. He did. I give people a lot of crap for not, taking the time to set up their photo. Mm-hmm. And by God, he clearly did. He took it outside. He set all of his stuff up there. I kind of like that he's stalking Paul.
Supporting Paul.
Stalking Paul. We'll just call it that. I like that he has a lot of cool stuff on his bike. He's proud of this bike. I know he brought it to Tour Tech Rally and literally would not stop talking about it. I think he was trying to convert me over to be a Honda guy or something, and I'm like, I like Hondas. I'm okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Roost.
All right.
Roost. Yeah, it was getting pivotal. I mean, I don't want to say that the bike roosts. I think Sean roosts. But the bike. If me and this bike ever were left alone in a room, I'd probably kick it in the nuts. And by the nuts, I mean the carburetor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to miss those rental bikes.
No.
So really not going to miss those rental bikes.
Okay, good roost there. We got to get another board. Logan, Cooper could make us another board. He's probably capable of doing that, I think.
I would assume he is.
You know what I had him do last weekend? Did he tell you what jobs I gave him?
Was it weeds?
No. Clean the toilet in the shop.
Well, that's a good job to give a kid. That's the job that I was given that job at the shop, very shop I worked at.
Yeah, so it was two things. Clean the toilet in the shop and fix the pull starter on the pressure washer that magically broke. This looks like Jim Bartell's bike for some reason.
Oh, and it is not Jim Bartell's bike. This is David Warnke. Apologize if that's...
Hey, we're in the middle of this show, and I always like to shout out to people I know are listening to this on the podcast that work in their shop. The guys at Inside Line Moto. Mm-hmm. Are down in Orange County. They listen to this every once in a while when they can stand it, but they do good work, and they're probably right now laughing so hard they said this they may have dropped a circlip inside of your engine. They're gonna have to split the cases. No, I'm just kidding. These guys are really good. And there's also another shop I learned about because these guys helped me out up at the KTM Adventure Rider Rally. It's called Mad Jack Racing. They're up in Ventura County. Okay. I think they're in Moore Park, California. And if you can't say Moore Park, you should spell it backwards. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
But thanks to Mad Jack Racing. I hope they listen to this podcast every once in a while.
Hopefully they will. So David Warnke, 2020 XCFW, piggyback tuner, no reeds, end cap, 3.9 gallon tank, Seat Concepts, Moose bibs. Does not specify if it's a 350 or 500.
It's a 500. I can tell just by looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Jim's bike, except it looks like it kind of has ape hanger handlebars on it.
They are a little tall.
They look tall.
I'll make sure that.
And look at the guy in the back that's got his bike up on the jack rack.
Yeah.
On his thing.
Looks like they're just unloading they're either loading or unloading.
No, unloading because that bike's clean.
clean.
Yeah, pretty clean. I'm not big on the big giant fender pack on the back.
Or on the bars.
He's got the bar hanger pack. That little thing is pretty cool to put some stuff in. Mm-hmm. I've had one of those. Actually, there was a guy that used to make these Velcro on packs for paddle surfboards, and he made me some with my logo and stuff on them. Mm-hmm. I wish I remembered.
I think I've actually seen one of these on your bikes.
Yeah, the problem is I start putting too much stuff in there, and they're only Velcroed on. They're made to hold like the garage door opener, and maybe you could stuff like your keys or a windbreaker, something really light inside there. And I always I get the windbreaker, the garage door opener, the keys. About $72 and change end up in there. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, because I don't go through drive-thrus in this thing or whatever. And then I'll throw the odd and end, like the lock, the heavy lock for locking up a bike ends up in there. And then I pick up something on the ground, like a really pretty rock, and it's in there. And then I bounce through the hoop-de-doos and it flies up and hit me in the head.
Oh,
these are held on a little bit better, so it's probably not a problem.
He didn't mention that though. He only said. Big back tuner, no reeds, end cap 3.9 tank, Seat Concepts, and Moose bibs.
He left some things out.
Yeah,
he does have double take mirror though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. I like that.
Yeah.
See, we know more about your bike than you do. Bibs, that's okay. I'm not super. Actually, does it look like it has big foot pegs on it?
Oh, those do look like
they look like rally size pegs.
Yeah.
And with that pack on the back, I can see he's got this set up. I wonder what he would think about a KTM 690. Maybe he should have got a KTM 690. He's trying to disguise his KTM 500. I mean, obviously he's trying to get more power out of it. He's got a different clutch cover on that thing too, doesn't he?
Yeah, I noticed that too. You think it's maybe a little bit bigger than stock, so it has more oil in it?
That is an easy way to add oil capacity. I don't know. What do you think about adding oil capacity with a bigger clutch cover, other than it sticks out more, Bob?
Takes a little longer to warm up.
More oil takes longer to warm up. Would having that extra oil capacity kind of be able to reside there, would it cause more drag? I mean, once that clutch is spinning, it's really never gonna like it. I've seen clear clutch covers before, and once it starts spinning, it never can make its way. It's always leaking out of the clutch because they're usually pumping up the center shaft and just spreading it out. But that extra capacity oil would end up having to displace itself around inside the motor, and therefore the level would go up into places maybe it wasn't designed and cause additional drag.
Perhaps.
Of course, I'm overthinking this to a level, but you do have more oil inside there.
Yeah, except that when the motor's running, there's not a lot of oil around.
Yeah, not around anything that's spinning, but all that oil that's displaced by the spinning now needs to go someplace. Right. It gives it someplace to go. Could that be a good thing or a bad thing? So that's an interesting question.
90% of the oil, 90% of the power absorbed by a gearbox is caused by moving oil. Moving
the oil. Yeah, I know it's a drag. It's a drag. Running through oil is drag.
The more oil you got, the less drag.
Yeah, less exactly. It's an interesting conundrum. Okay, so back to this bike. Mm-hmm. This is a really nice bike. I would like to have it. I think it's good. It reminded me of Jim's bike, and I know Jim's bike is a really nice bike. But due to the lack of time and effort put into taking this photo, and not even giving us the specs on his buddy who's over there unloading that bike right now, it's an endo. Yep. He was going for the $100.
Yep.
He was probably going to try to buy a full ECU instead of that awesome piggyback unit that probably does everything he needs it to do, because that's what I have. Actually, I need to test the piggyback units on the newer bikes to see, because the ECU, I heard, from my experience, they try to compensate for it, and then it goes outside of parameter, and then it does a little bit of faulting. So Taco Mike knows about this. I think he did a video. I need to make some time to review that. This one didn't get out of the garage either.
All right. So this is from Curtis Grimes. 2023 Husqvarna FE501S. Get ECU engraved slip-on from Taco Moto.
Good on you.
Seat concept seat. Double take mirrors.
Yep.
Only
excellent.
had the bike a couple weeks so far, and he is loving it.
Loving it.
Also, thank you, John Bailey, for the $20. So Super Chat is now active on YouTube, and if you want to support us, this is a way you can do so.
Hey, John, thanks a bunch. Yeah.
And another cool feature is that you don't even have to be watching us live. If you see one of our impressions or any videos on Dirt Bike Test and you like it, you can actually donate to us via YouTube.
Can we just say just pay us money? Don't donate. I don't like that term.
Okay, so you can essentially pay us for
drop
creating
coin.
content. Yeah.
Support the podcast that supports you to be able to watch this stuff on the YouTubes. It looks like the titty tail on the other 500.
This is another point that I saw as well.
So this one does not have the titty tail on it. We need Cooper to come back in every once in a while.
I actually haven't seen him for quite some time.
He's just here on weekends. They're all going to school. So I fired him. I said, you guys got to make a decision in your life. Go to that school and waste your entire life rotting your brain in there pretending to get an education, or you come out here and do the school of hard knocks, which they're both probably equally as bad. No, good on him for going to school.
Yeah. Hopefully he does better than I did in high school. Okay.
That'd be easy. Back to what rear tire is on this bike?
Is that the stock?
It doesn't look like the TKC80, and it doesn't look like the Kenda Equilibrium. It kind of looks like some sort of a strange hybridish sort of, I don't know, and that's why I'm confused. But he's got a lot of gas cans because he didn't take his bike out of the garage to shoot the photos.
He's got a couple nice toolboxes.
He's got some toolboxes. That's right.
He's got a camping chair, a ladder. What's this back here? Is this a little tractor? A tractor that's going to have the
weed whacker
thing there?
You don't have eye contact.
He doesn't have what?
You don't have eye contact. Handlebars are turned away.
Oh, it's that. The bike is also disrespecting me.
Yeah. Ooh, this is not looking good.
I used up that joke on the last bike, so I don't know if I could go that far with this one. I want a little bit more effort. I want a little more effort. But I'm glad he likes his bike. I'm glad he's loving it after 4 weeks?
A couple weeks, so 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Presumably,
yeah, that's good.
Middle of the road?
The next time, middle of the road, Endo.
No,
I want higher quality pictures.
All right. We'll get up Drew. We'll get this.
So I think when you're out enjoying your bike in the wild, when you say, oh my God, I wish I could share where I'm riding in this experience. I want to make Jimmy so upset because I'm riding here and he's not, because this is what I see. Like when I see a bike in the garage, I could go look at 60 of those right now.
Yeah.
And that doesn't bother me. A lot of them do disrespect me. They turn. And some of my Husabergs, like they need to be worked on, and that's maximum disrespect.
Oh, yeah.
But when they run, they have so much power. Have I ever talked about how much power a Husaberg 570 really has?
Well, after Rooster Endo, we'll circle back to this.
Okay.
There's a question regarding this.
Got it.
Okay. So this is from. Ooh, I didn't change the picture. Bad producing. I gotta change the picture.
I already want to, literally, after seeing this photo, I want to turn the bike around because it's looking at me and it's going, "Hey Jimmy, come on!" I want to turn the bike around and ride into that dark forest.
Yep.
I can see the little bit of moisture in the dirt.
Yeah.
And the bike, it's like the front fender isn't as happy as the front fender on the bike that won last week. Did that one win?
No,
it didn't win.
It didn't, but it did lead to some jokes.
Oh, okay.
For the audio intro.
So it came close to winning, but I want to turn around and ride this bike into the forest. So it roosts. I don't care anything more about it.
Yeah, he calls it the Stormtrooper. He's in the chat right now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you what?
You know what? And I'm not like a Star Wars guy or anything like that, but I can kind of see this.
I'm a Star Wars guy, so this is going well for Lauren. So
what's the red stuff for?
This is a
Stormtroopers have a heart of red, don't they?
No, they have horrible aim, so I don't know. Anyway. 2021 Husqvarna FE 501S, Seat Concepts Comfort XL, Emperor Racing Radiator Guards, Tubeless Front and Rear, P3 Max Heat Shield, SXS skid plate, a Chairbeast 3.1 tank with free flow hose, Takamoto 90-degree fitting, TMC Sidewinder hose, and Go Lane inline filter.
We know more about this guy's hoses
Yeah.
than anything else right now.
Fastway handguards, TMC Smog Delete, TMC Ultra Slim oil cap, custom tail tidy with sick-ass signals and moto-minded flex plate, bulletproof design swing arm guard, Poly Sport swing arm protectors.
It's Golan for the filter.
Bob, do you want to be on this podcast? Or you're getting closer and closer every time.
Oh, I just
We're gonna get we're gonna
Your shadow's going to show up in the
when
studio eventually.
when we get more cameras, we're gonna point one over there and just like flash them all the time.
We should eventually just put a microphone over there.
Yeah, get them the Bob cam.
Yeah.
I can give them the
We do have a guest mic that's not for voice Matron.
What is this? What, the voice of Matron mic?
Yeah.
yeah we give him that one.
Yeah. And he says, I won't hit anything ever. Okay.
He won't hit anything.
Yeah. Well, what about it?
Why? Oh, because stormtroopers can't aim.
Yeah. So they can't aim. So he's not going to hit anything
Like a tree.
Yeah. Which is good.
This forest looks like that forest those little Ewok thingies went racing through on those whatever the McCallsums were.
Well,
in that.
Ewoks.
Ewoks?
Yeah, in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, because I think Ewoks make rave music.
You know what? Why not?
Yeah, they make rave music. That's they're kind of like Canadians.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're kind of like Canadians. I think Canadians Bob and Doug is the only Canadians I know. And then this other guy named Raddick, and he rides like adventure bikes on single track trails, but only when it's light outside. Otherwise, he's underground living in a tunnel or something. This is Mike Roos, plain and simple.
Yeah,
just Roos. I like it.
I like Star
the
Wars.
photo. It outdoes it has a theme. His bike has a theme. I think it's good. And you know, here's the other thing, just to show you. I think of all the products, there were very few. I think he had a Seat Concept seat. By the way, the Seat Concepts Hot Seat Hotline, you can call into the show and you can tell me what you think of anything, and then I'll argue with you. And it's the Seat Concepts Hot Seat Hotline, and I'm not giving out the number right now because we only do it during the first hour of the show. But with that money that we got, maybe we could open it up a little bit later sometime.
Yeah. All right, so this is from Lyle Raymond. Now, the bike I did suggest he submit some different stuff, but the 2021 Honda 450L was built by guys at Enduro Life using all the best aftermarket products available for the model.
Okay, hold on. Name again?
Lyle Raymond.
Lyle Raymond. And are we going to put this photo up?
Yes, we are going to put this photo up because there is two bikes in this photo, both equally featured. Actually, the one that...
Oh, so we're doing a 2-for-1.
Well, I told him one bike, one photo.
Uh-huh. One bike.
So he picked the Honda for this photo. I would have gone with the Husky since it's in front of the Honda.
Well, who's sending the email in? That's the question.
Oh, he didn't send in this was on Facebook.
Oh, it's on
Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like what the trailer behind it says. Mm-hmm. It says the F word, and then I can't even read the other one. So the graffiti artist here needs to be commended. But the other thing is that Husky looks like it just took a piss all over the ground. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know why he's parked in the back, by the way. Front disc protector.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, probably got one of those. Because he said he has all the Enduro Life things. And I think, if you're an Enduro Life, you got to have a front disc protector, right? Maybe.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. So Vortex ignition, a Chairbeast tank and protection, Baja Design Squadron headlight, Dynamic Designs blinker kit, Moose inserts, Dunlop tires, Yoshimura complete exhaust, factory connection suspension, throttle jockey seat cover, and retro style graphics. I'm sure I left out a bunch of other mods and upgrades.
Oh, let me tell you what you left out. No,
I will say I do like that graphics kit.
I do. I actually think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
Can we zoom in on that? Can we just pull that bike up and try to
actually.
I don't know about the ovals on the number plates, but I do like the Honda wing on the front of it.
I actually do like the ovals.
You like the oval?
I wish there was a vintage number in there though, like the vintage style numbering.
Yeah. Okay. What would that be? Something from my era?
I'm thinking Bob's era.
That mean so my era is you cut it out with duct tape. You make it with duct tape.
Right.
And Bob's era, I have no idea what that is.
Well, I wouldn't know if I would say that's your era because I've done that for a motocross race before.
The duct tape numbers?
Electrical tape. Nice.
It looks like he has. Oh, I can't be sure, but it looks pretty close. The sprocket almost looks like a DDC sprocket.
No, it looks almost like I think that's a Sunstar.
No, I think DDC are dirt tricks, but we like DDC.
Yeah,
like, they're all good. They're all good stuff.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, because it has the DDC has a slightly different. No, DDC. I think that's dirt tricks because they have a slightly different pattern, but they're the same. They're the same kind of thing. I'm
comparing it to the one we have in studio, and
it's not the same one as the one in the studio. But yeah, it seems like he got a nice bike. The guy in the Husky photobombed him. That's pretty devastating. They have a bad word in the photo, so I should probably roost it. It says "fuck cops." Oh, George, do you take issue with this? You probably fell asleep already. I couldn't see what it said, but now I can see this.
There we go.
Bad. This whole podcast is probably going to get banned for saying that, right?
No comment.
I'm just reading.
I'm not. If we've just dug a hole, I'm not going to keep digging it anymore. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. What's he going to say? I already sent the photo, and here's my buddy's bike, and then he's going to list off the modifications. Do you want me to do his buddy's bike?
Yeah, and I'll pull up what he put in for his buddy's bike.
His buddy's bike. I'm just going to guess based off the photo because I can do this. I don't know what Husky 501 is it, but it has all the mods from. Boy, I don't know who modified this bike, but these look like Instagrammer bikes because they're really. I mean, they're big on the graphics packages,
right?
And when you see a full matching kit that goes all the way to the seat cover and the understanding colors and designs, I think that people take pride in that. That's a cool thing. I just don't really get it that much, but I'm gonna have to say. His buddy screwed up because it looks like his Fox boots match his bike, and then he might have got some Troy Lee Designs gear that doesn't match his boots and his helmets match, but his gear doesn't match.
No, it doesn't. If it was like a blue, I think it could.
It kind of throws off the mojo of the bike.
Yeah, but
he has a. Pretty sure he has boy, it's going to be
I have
tricky.
the list, so
I'm just going to go. He has a Vortex ignition by Moto with an FMF 4.1 titanium. He has a titty tail. I think he had the LED headlight upgrade. Has he got that going on there? A Chirby's handguards, of course, we can see that. That's easy. Of course, anybody that does the other stuff, aforementioned stuff, they smog deleted it and put on it doesn't look like he has a big tank, but it is clear. It's a big tank.
Don't those bikes come with clear tanks?
They have white tanks, but maybe it's the one size bigger. It's like the 3.1 IMS something or other, I'm guessing, but I don't know. And that's all I can. Oh, he's got some kind of. It looks like on a Chirby skid plate.
Okay, ready for me to list off?
Yeah,
you were actually pretty close on a lot of that. Actually, some of it you got spot on. So
I just guessed.
This is a 2018 FE450. It has a Vortex ignition, a Chirby's plastic and protection, Pro Taper bars, Dirt Trick sprocket, DID O-ring chain, sick ass tidy tail setup that I built using their lights and accessories, Raptor foot pegs, Dunlop tires, ARC Memlon levers, complete FMF titanium 4 exhaust, Avid MX graphics.
No, that's the stock header. He's lying. Full lie.
Avid MX graphics. Well, they could have installed it since this photo, which is another sin.
Well, yeah, I mean, just tell us what's the bike in the picture. Don't make us look foolish.
And Ecolu suspension tuned by Brian, whose last name I can't pronounce. Okay. Endo?
It's a mild endo because there's too many rules were violated.
Yeah.
In the so one guy submitted for both?
I think they're both his bikes.
They're both his bikes. He sponsors his buddy?
Potentially. Where did this go?
He sponsors his. I mean, how do you get? He's got FE versus. He's making it a competition.
Oh, okay.
These guys need to start their own podcast and do what they're doing. And then
this was the bike, the photo he submitted for the, because I said one bike, one photo essentially.
Oh, and then it came back in. So it was the Husky that he wanted submitted.
No. I said one bike, one photo. He said, okay, 450L for that. And then.
Right. Now I'm confused.
Well,
hey Lyle, thanks for submitting. I
appreciate it.
I always appreciate that.
You have a winner?
Yes.
I have a winner too.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, it's
a
Lauren.
Stormtrooper bike.
Yeah, Lauren, right?
Yeah.
It's not even close.
No, it's the best picture. I think it was the was the one KTM that it was an XCW. I probably want that bike more than the Husky bike just because it doesn't have a linkage, and I'm all about the stupid PDS suspension.
Right.
So, but other than that, I think everything about that is a ruse. So yeah,
I'm right there with you.
Hey Lauren, thanks a lot. Reach back out to Matt so you can get your $100 gift certificate from Taco Moto.
Yep.
And therefore you can Stormtrooper your bike out even better, make it maybe a little better shot.
Yeah. Maybe it's
just a little bit better shot or whatever Stormtroopers do.
And please reach out to me at matt@JamieLewisOffroad.com. I'll put it in the chat right now. As if you DM me on Facebook, you probably won't hear from me until next Tuesday.
Right. So I think you were saving some questions for us for this.
Yes. So let's dive right into it.
Let me talk about the product of the week.
Yep. Show.
So I'm going to show you the product of the week, which is these Fasst Company. Here's where I forget to always do my
foot pegs.
Yeah, they're foot pegs. I forget. I don't.
With the damping.
With the damping, are they called flex foot pegs? What are they called? I don't
know.
I should always look up. I know what they are, but I should look up the proper name of the thing before. They're Fasst Company foot pegs, but I'm wondering if they're called Impact Moto foot pegs.
There we go.
So what these are is essentially it's a foot peg, and the crazy thing about it is how light they are. Mm-hmm. Every time I pick these up, I'm blown away because you look at it and it looks kind of heavy.
As someone who's just installed foot pegs, okay, yeah, wow,
they're actually pretty light. They have these screw-in cleats, and it's essentially a two-piece foot peg that's separated between the base and the top is separated with an elastomer. And if you know anything about the handlebars, the flex handlebars, they move and they use an elastomer to do the damping. That's what these foot pegs claim to do, is use this elastomer to provide some sort of dampening. And here's where I am just brutally honest about things, and I, say what I felt is that I've tested a couple different companies that have done this kind of design, and they're trying to either take away vibration and or impact. Mm-hmm. And you can't really, in my world, it doesn't seem like you can do both because you kind of have to tune around, especially for the vibration. There needs to be some tuning because if your elastomer is too stiff or your mechanism is somehow connected, the vibration will get through. Mm-hmm. If the elastomer is too soft, it tends to bottom out, or so then you're getting the metal to metal contact and whatever. So it's tricky, and that's where I know Cole has pulled his hair out multiple times. He would look like me if he could pull it out anymore to get the right elastomers. He spends a lot of time doing this, and it's an interesting concept, and it's pretty cool. But you know what most boots have in them also is a sole and an insole and a thickness, and so the boot should do some of that. Yeah. And that's why he makes the elastomers in a lot of cases tunable. So there's different types of elastomers that you can get. Okay. Because there's a certain amount that your boot will do. So I feel like your boot's doing a lot of this work already, but he's trying to do an extra level. So if you're searching, if you have that bike that vibrates through the foot pegs, I'm pretty sure this is a solution. Not only is it like a more aggressive grip foot peg, and I do like the screw-in cleats as opposed to the sharp pointy things, because these actually do dig in and bite. And so for a foot peg that you're trying to get a certain amount of control out of, these do a really good job. but they don't rip the shit out of your boots. And I've run them before. These are actually going to go on my Tenere.
Oh, nice.
And why am I putting small foot pegs on the Tenere, little ones? Because they don't have the big long ones yet.
Got it.
Because I've had his foot pegs on my adventure bikes before, and I don't currently have them on there because I've switched back around to different ones. But he does make a bigger one, so he has to just hook this part up and make the bigger top flap for him. And I'm going to give those a shot. Not that I know whether or not my Tenere vibrates that much, because I've just been riding it with the stock foot pegs, which are frankly horrible. Yeah. These will be a huge improvement to start with, and they also fit on betas. And do you have them on the YZ250FX?
No, that one's bulletproof designs.
Bulletproof ones. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of companies making foot pegs, but I'm going to get these on there pretty soon. Hopefully. I was almost thinking about taking my Tenere out on a Rebel Rally as a bike to use to ride around, but probably just go with a small, lighter dirt bike so I can unload and load it quicker. But anyways, Impact foot pegs. You have the website still back up, or it disappeared already?
It disappeared already.
I was going to tell you what they cost.
Let me
get it quicker. We should probably do this stuff before the show. $259.99. Wow, they're available for the KTM Freeride.
There we go.
What do they talk about the different elastomers? Elastomer color.
Yeah.
Do they talk about the different, is the elastomers, do they talk about the elastomers being different damping quality, or the colors just based on, are the colors just based to look? I got to check on that. Elastomer, red, Impact, black, orange, elastomer choice to suit your personal touch. So I don't know if they are. I don't know if the elastomers like on the bars are different. I don't know if they're the same based on the color.
I think these are just.
I think it's a color option.
Yeah, I don't think it's a.
I wonder if he has different thicknesses. It'd be interesting to find out, because I did some testing with them when they were brand new, and they were really rough prototypes. We had different thicknesses and different colors, and the different colors were different things. So we'll figure that out. So, anyways, the link is up in the website.
So let's go ahead and bust out some of these questions here.
Got it.
So Cole Smith, Jimmy Lewis regards the unequaled 70-degree 570 Husabergs. Does the 70-degree design do anything for rideability, or is it just the engine power distorting gravity that makes it so good?
So
I don't have a bell.
Story goes. I do. Husaberg 570. So then you just ring it. Story goes that the Husaberg guys, who are always innovative. You know what's funny is I was looking at that dirt bike magazine with me on the cover from back in the day. They showed a sneak peek of a Husaberg V-twin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which ended up being the Folan, the guys that went and did Folan. They were getting pretty popular in the side hack, but like the lightweight V-twin, which actually ended up being a KTM 950 kind of motor. The angle and the design of that motor, those guys were always looking for something different or unique to try. And what they were watching was the evolution of MotoGP and how they started lifting the crank centers up more to the center of gravity on the motorcycle. As opposed to trying and getting it down low, they were actually trying to centralize the mass on the motorcycle, get the spinning parts more in the center. And so this was their kind of idea. And they hacked together and, built a prototype motor, and the people that wrote it said this thing's awesome. And so they convinced KTM to allow them to try to do this. They went off in their corner. They built it. They made it. And KTM said, well, we'll let you produce it if you develop our fuel injection. That was the first quote KTM. One of these these like kind of like a Husky or a gas. Now, as a Husaberg was at that time had been acquired by KTM, and they said, "Hey, develop the fuel injection. We'll let you do your freaky motor or whatever it was." And there it is. So they felt there were some handling advantages to it, and I will say that as long as you're riding on one wheel or the other, that means the front or the rear wheel, it's a really good bike.
Yeah.
The minute that both wheels go on the ground, it sort of acts a little bit heavier and a little bit more top heavy. And the slower you go, there's a point where it kind of gets, if it starts falling over, it's top heavy. It doesn't have showroom bounce. Like it feels like a top heavy bike. but it has an advantage for power. That would have made. I'm surprised that KTM has not gone back and looked at that engine design for their rally bikes. I'm really surprised that they haven't done it, because just the orientation of where the downdraft, it's the advantage that the Yamaha 250 has, and 450 motocross bikes have more power than you'll ever need. Most humans, maybe Eli Tomac aside, most humans do not need that much horsepower, but on a 450 rally bike, they need more power. And so it'd be just like having the advantage that 250 has, to have that type of, downdraft intake, and have the air box located where it should be on a rally bike, which is up high above where the gas tank normally is, because the gas tanks are now down underneath the motor to get the weight down. I don't know whether I don't think that the weight being up where it is, the spinning stuff being up where it is, would be such a disadvantage, because the rally bikes are going really fast. And so that bike becomes pretty stable. But it also, like I said, I think when it starts going sideways, I don't know if it's that much of an advantage. But if you have more power, it's always on the rear wheel and it can't go sideways. So there. Yeah.
Well, I just want to circle back. Like, do you think KTM just doesn't want to bring back an old design, or would they have like reliability issues with bringing the 570?
Well, they can only go 450. They had a 450 of that motor, but yeah, I don't think I want to go backwards on anything. And I would guess that I think they kind of want to, I knew the writing was on the wall when they took the Husaberg branding off of their parts boxes. They went away, and all of a sudden it became gas, and Husaberg just totally disappeared. I mean, we're outside that how many years, so they really don't have to make parts for those bikes anymore. So yeah, Husaberg's they just put it in the, maybe it'll come back as something brand new, kind of like what Yamaha did when they never saw the Cannondale. However that worked. So maybe they'll come up with this brand new idea for their new rally racing bike. But they just came out with a brand new rally racing bike, and it seems like it's doing just fine. So I don't think we have to worry about them changing anything soon.
I haven't been keeping up with the World Rally stuff. Are they crushing it right now?
Well, they won Dakar, and that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like Tour de France.
Yep.
The only one that matters.
Well, they won it with a gas though, so they probably weren't really happy about that, but it happened.
Right.
I mean, they'd much rather win it with one of those orange ones.
Right. And with Toby Price probably.
I don't think they care who. Actually, I think they want Matthias to win because he's Austrian.
Oh,
like that'd be hometown. I mean, there's a lot of nationality, national pride in that brand, and I mean there should be. I mean, they make really good bikes. They have really good stuff. So yeah.
Right. On to the next one. So this is from one of our nuggets actually, which expect more of those pretty soon.
More nuggets. Did you get San Felipe Bob's kid working on this?
Oh, he's been working on it. We have a stockpile of them. Literally, I was spending today going through them, organizing them, and we're gonna.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Has he made them short enough?
This was something we worked on. Yes.
Okay.
Well, for me, I believe so. Obviously, you're going to get the final say on it.
Oh, I'm actually going to get a say on something that I'm responsible for, and my name's on.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
How's my grinder account doing?
Not as good as dirt bike test. Okay. So John Bailey, he commented. So John Bailey, even though we've already talked about the 690, this is a different point. So I'm going to bring this one up.
He's driving this thing home. No wonder he paid us money.
I have a 2021. And, well, why do you think I'm reading this? No, I'm kidding. I have a 2021 and love it for what it's used for. I told my dirt bike buddy it is the bike Honda should have built and totally blew it for not. Fuel injection with the 6-speed. But didn't KTM build the LC4 motor for Dakar before the 450 rule change? They had to recoup that, right?
I'm not sure if I got the whole question. Like, why are we? So KTM was started racing Dakar with what they had. So they had the LC4 motor. It was a bike that they were building. Hey, they tried to race 4-stroke Supercross with that LC4 motor. So they would do anything with it. So that motor was racing around Supercross tracks, and it was racing across Africa. Same base motor. The one that was Supercross, I think might have had one gear, maybe two in the transmission. They were doing anything that could to get weight out of that thing.
I actually didn't even know that.
So yes, KTM was racing Dakar on an LC4, but that wasn't what it was designed for. It was just that motor, I believe, was heavily based off of a Rotax motor. And I think there were some Rotax influence parts collaboration. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. That's super old. That was before they had the Husaberg connection, because the Husaberg connection changed everything for KTM 4-strokes. Like all 4-strokes back then in the LC4 era were like XR 650Ls, air cooled. You know, big, like Husky was making kind of the smaller motors, and then, you know, Husky went to Italy and they kept making the smaller motors, and Husaberg guy said, hey, we can make that even smaller, more light. We think we can make one to race motocross with. That's how good we can make this. And KTM had this LC4, which is a utilitarian. So there was XR 650L, Rotax motors. BMW had a 650 motor based on Rotax. Maybe that's where I'm getting confused with the Rotax thing. DR 650, KLR 650. That was kind of the size. And so KTM had the LC4, and they made a smaller one. They made a 400, and then the rally bikes were actually bigger. They turned them into 700s and 680s, different things like this, 640s. So that motor kind of was what it was. Didn't seem to have anything to do with, and they were 6 speeds? I think they were 6 speeds. I can't remember exactly, but whatever. So how does it go? How does it go back to Honda?
He just thinks Honda should have built this bike. Yeah.
Honda, I think someplace in Honda, fundamentally, they disagree with the need for a 6-speed transmission, which they can do it all day long, and they're wrong, because I've never ridden a Honda with a good 5-speed transmission. Yamaha, on the other hand, has had bikes with 5 and 6-speed transmissions. Their WRs, for instance, on the YZ platform and stuff, have 5-speed transmissions. Their Yamaha FX has a wide ratio 5-speed. They nail it. There's something different. And I think Yamaha's willing to gap the gears a little bit differently, and they get it right. And their 5-speed, like their 5th gear, 4th to 5th gear is a big shift. Honda 4th to 5th is kind of a small shift. And then Yamaha 1st to 2nd, or maybe it's 2nd to 3rd. There's a little bit of a gap there where Honda kind of keeps them all kind of close. And so if Honda would, and you used to be able to buy like 6-speed transmissions for your CRs. There was an aftermarket company that would build these transmissions and stuff. But they just, I don't think they believe in it. XRs never had 6 speeds in them, but they were only good at doing, you could either gear your XR to go slow in the trails, or you gear it to go really fast in Baja, and it would do one or the other. You couldn't get both. So yeah, I've seen Johnny Campbell go through a lot of clutches because his bikes were always geared for Baja, and then we'd end up going trail riding.
Oh boy. Yeah. And was this in the same time that you had an electric start, so you would just stop? He would come up. Oh yeah, I rode one of those Suzuki DRZ 400s. Yeah. Yeah. And I would go riding with Johnny, and I always stop on the side hill. It was really steep side hills, and you couldn't pull the kickstart out and kick it because it hit the side of the hill. I'd always stop there and shut my bike off and wait for him to come, and then hey, kill it, give him the kill it like that. And I go, man, the views here is great. Start my bike up and take off. What a dick, huh? And all I was hoping, I mean, it really wasn't to be mean to Johnny. It was honestly, I was hoping that would trickle down to when they were doing development. It would come back to like, we need to put electric start in these things, because there was the same thing, just like no 6-speed transmission, no electric start. Electric starts have no place on a dirt motorcycle. That was basically the thinking back then. And I'm like, well, yeah, 99% of the time it's fine, but yeah, here's a spot where it's not good. And anytime that I don't have to kickstart, like I bought a Yamaha TTR 50 because it had electric start. I could have got a CRF 50 or a TTR 50, and I got a TTR 50 because it had electric start. This is to race around on a track in my backyard. So blame me for liking electric start, and for every time that every single one of you pushes a stinking button with your thumb and your motorcycle starts up, screw you too, because it's because of me. And I tried to convince Honda to do it earlier, but it didn't work. Hey, so I actually have a question about electric start. So I feel like it wasn't until...
Matthew Lynn, your bike is a 625 SXC. That was actually a pretty good. That was when they finally started getting that engine to run right and balance, a little bit balanced. How does it vibrate? And that's when it was good. So go ahead, man.
So I feel like it's only within the last, because I remember people saying you don't need electric start on a motocross bike. You don't need that. It's only going to add weight. I remember people saying that as recently as just a few years ago, but I feel like it was really in 2017 when you would see riders fall over, and the KTM guys would just start using the electric bike, the electric start to get going again, and the other guys were kicking it. Do you feel like it was finally like those moments, a la, like Tomac 2017?
Well, you think about like regular guys, regular racers and stuff like that, and then the top elite level guys. Mm-hmm. You have to kind of say, if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're not crashing and not tipping over. Therefore, they shouldn't need an electric start. Right. But it happens. And do you want to have a quick and simple solution? And is it worth the 2 times during the season you tip over and pick the bike back up and electric starts and it fires and you lose 5 seconds as opposed to 20? Is that worth hauling around that extra weight for what are they doing? Like 12 laps times 24, so, okay, do the math. How much time are you dragging this extra weight around versus how much time you save? And is that weight worth X amount? So there are people now that do this kind of,
cost benefit analysis.
Yeah. Cost benefit, or just, they work out the scenarios, they work out strategy. Mm-hmm. And so if I were in charge of a multi-million-dollar budget on a race team, I would take all the stuff off that motorcycle, make it kickstart light, or in fact, until Formula One cars went to hybrid, you couldn't start them. Once they shut off, they were down. You had to put something in there and you had to have a starter, remote start or something like that. Take everything off. Like, don't stall. They come to the start and go like this. And I've got a solution for that too, by the way. Pneumatic starters. The air is housed in the frame. This is a George Earl idea, I believe. I think George Earl was the first one that ever told me about this crazy idea he had. You would put a whole bunch of air pressure in the frame, and you'd have a pneumatic starter because you could get them. They're tiny, and it would replace the electric start, and it would start the bike like 5 or 6 times on the air charge. So you start it, and then at the line you fill it up again. And then you go race and you lose all the way to the battery and all the other stuff. Remember when we were talking about electric water pumps at the beginning of the year? To save weight and to cool bikes. So this is the same sort of thing. It's just outside of the box thinking. So you have this pneumatic starter, air weighs nothing. Mm-hmm. You have a starter that's now lighter. So take your top guy, have him do laps with all that stuff removed at a practice track and find out what his lap times are. Put the stuff on and find out what his lap times are. Then say, okay, you're going to stall X amount of times during the season. Does this other system work? Is this weight worth it? And you'll find out that it probably doesn't matter, because like the cool thing about dirt bikes is it's sort of rider over bike. Right. And a healthy mental. So if you told this guy, if you told most riders, hey, we just took 5 pounds off your motorcycle, it's going to work so much better. And like, well, how'd you take 5 pounds off it? Oh, we just eliminated this heavy battery thing and we replaced it with this stuff. It's like the battery's now made out of fairy dust, and it doesn't weigh anything anymore. And your bike's 5 pounds lighter. It's like, isn't it lower than the weight limit? No, we're right at the weight limit, but now the weight's down lower. Your bike's going to work better. 80% of these guys, they're not going to go weigh the damn motorcycle to find out whether you're lying to them or not. They've just been told their bike's better. And if it doesn't work better in their head, you can say, oh, we can put the stuff right back on. And you don't change a thing. Right. And I'll bet you, 60% of these guys, you're going to have that's a win-win scenario. Not to say that's ever been done. Just, they're a bunch of head cases. Yeah. Yeah. All the racers. But I good on them. Yeah. Hey, Matt Lynn had the crank balanced.
There we go.
Hey, I remember writing a story on that bike in Cycle World, because they were selling them like with the kind of, before there was like factory editions, they had like a bonus kit you would get if you bought it, and they were literally trying to get rid of those motors and package them into a chassis with stuff. And I was like, man, they finally made this bike like pretty good. So yeah, good time. Sell it sell it while you can. No, you know what's funny is okay, say it's a good working motorcycle, it probably works fine. But man, have bikes gotten so much better since then. If we took, this is why I want to get that YZ400. I want to do that YZ400 test, and that'd be another great bike to get to show the evolution of four-stroke. Because that at the time was kind of like I said, KTM was really pushing the boundaries of what you could do with that. That was like kind of hey, here's high-performance four-stroke. And then now look at what we've got. You guys are spoiled. Air does not weigh nothing. You can top off your tire. Well, we're talking about racing applications, but yeah, you could build an air pressure in your tank, and then you have. But now I carry this little tube around that I should bring that product on as a product evaluation next week. I got this little mountain bike too. But anyways, hey, thank you everybody for joining in. I can't believe you stuck around with us for this long. And agreed, fuel injection
For the win.
For the win.
Yeah,
I thought that was FTW means something else. It was that same word as that guy had on his picture in his post that was probably responsible for half of the endo. But thanks everybody. Thanks for sending in your submissions. If you're listening to this right now and you wonder, hey, how can I get my bike on Rooster Endo? It's really simple. We put up posts on Facebook where you can submit there. You can send us an email. If you can't figure out our email addresses, you do not deserve to win the $100 Taco Moto gift certificate. Thank you to Taco Mike. I thought we might have had him show up today on a strange, weird lattice of coincidence, but it didn't work. All of our sponsors, including Yamaha, who we're waiting for our 2023 reads on. But if you visit YamahaMotorsports.com, you can find out what's new for 2023. I think Trevor's going to get to go back and ride the new YZ450. And I would love to go. I mean, I really, really want to go, but I have to work at another job so I can support you in the lifestyle you're become accustomed to. So just remember, just like my wife does it for me, I'm doing it for you.
Oh, thank you, Jamie.
You enjoying your life?
I would enjoy it more if
bomb drop. Come on, more money flew your direction.
No, if I could actually make more time just to ride for me.
Well, the good thing is the temperature's cooling down, so you can make that time. Yeah. We'll go out and ride, and we're not going to film any crash videos. Scott Sports, makers of super awesome goggles. I'm still enjoying the light transition lenses and the amplified lenses. I'm kind of now I'm like torn. I wish they had a light sensitive amplified lens because I always want more. And so that's good. Climb probably has some new t-shirts coming. So you should go check out t-shirts and start getting your orders in for Christmas right now. Plus all the new gear. Actually, I told you I've been testing some new stuff that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
DDC Sprockets, Trail Tech, Fasst Company, Seat Concepts. I got to go do a Seat Concepts showroom tour or factory tour, actually. And guess what I'm super excited about? I got my Seat Concept seat for my Tenere. Mm-hmm. So not only have foot pegs, so my feet are going to be happy, I have a Seat Concept seat, so you know my ass is going to be happy. And if Jimmy has a happy ass, everybody's happy. And then, of course, Bulletproof Designs. And we're going to just leave it at that. Support us through our Rocky Mountain links and Amazon links on our website. There's support DBT. Click it up in the corner, right?
Yep.
It's a little button.
It's going to be right next. It's between the search bar and product tests.
Yeah. So you click on that and click through those links. So when you're buying, like I bought an electric hedge trimmer the other day. And that go through the dirt bike test link and we get a little thing. And then you can sleep less to ride more, Matt. And Lauren says, if Jimmy has a happy ass, everybody is happy.
I've been sleeping less to run more.
Yeah. And like my buddy Jerry says at Fuck You Racing, we're not happy until you're not happy. So with that, we will see you out in the trail. Cheers, everybody.